Paul, are you there?
I am, and I'm not as fired up as King Mo, but I am here.
What? Why aren't you as fired up? You're not excited? It's fight week. You're fighting Jon Fitch, big card.
Yeah, man, this is just like it's routine now, isn't it? The whole fight week thing. I'm looking forward to the fight, but I'm not super pumped like Mo. He's a character.
Are you still in England?
I am in England, which is kind of strange considering that Saturday I'm going to be over in the States fighting in front of thousands of people. Right now I'm sat at home on my sofa watching Netflix. So
when do you?
Yes, different.
It is crazy. Well, when do you fly out?
Tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Do you kind of dread that? That's a long trek, right, from England to San Jose. Do you dread that?
I enjoy the journey. You know, the hard thing is as I've gotten older, I've started a family, so the hard thing is obviously leaving the kids, but you sort of brush that over because I have to do it a lot in order to bring the money in. But yeah, it's not really. That's probably another reason why I'm not so pumped. But it has to be done.
I have to say, I didn't know you had any kids. How many kids do you have?
Yeah, I have 2 children.
Wow.
Boy and a girl.
Wow. How old are they, if you don't mind me asking?
No, there's 5 and 2. Yeah, I have a young boy and a young girl.
Wow, 5 and 2. It's chaotic at the Daley household these days.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have it any other way. It's real life. It kind of gives a good balance and a good outlook when things get a little bit shitty.
I agree. I have 3 myself, and I couldn't agree more. So we haven't talked in a couple months, but of course, last time you were on, you were unhappy with your place in the organization with Bellator. Have your feelings changed since we last spoke?
No, they haven't. I'm still, as you can probably tell, I'm still not happy with how things went over the period from the Larkin fight until now. But it is what it is. I've done a bunch of interviews. I've sort of given them the rundown. I don't feel like I've been treated well, and people ask me about a welterweight tournament. I'm looking to get out. I'm looking to cash in. I'm looking to take these 2 fights and get out of the game completely and see what else is up. Maybe go back to real life.
So, after going public, you never had sort of a come to Jesus, a sit down, a face to face, a tete a tete with Scott Coker, with Mike Hogan, with these guys. You this never happened.
Well, Mike Hogan I've been in communication with from the beginning. Funnily enough, and normally fight week, like a week like now, me and Mike would be messaging back and forward, setting things up when I go over there. He's checking, I've done this, I've done that, but I haven't heard from him in a while, which says a lot as to how things are going over there. And as for Scott, I've never spoke to Scott. I've never sit down face to face with Scott, and I've said this in a few interviews as well. I thought all Dana's bad faults. When I was at the UFC, I actually sat and spoke to him in his office face to face. He is as he is in front of the camera. He's very upfront, and he'll tell you exactly how it is. Whereas Scott, now I'm starting to notice from my time at Strikeforce and my time here now at Bellator. So he has I feel anyway, and I feel like he has a camera persona. And then really back away from the cameras, he's just as bad, if not worse than Dana White. Like,
really?
I don't know. I'm just not happy with Bellator at the moment. That's just it. I mean, it is what it is. How can you be getting journalists to ask me questions about a welterweight tournament? I have one of the biggest wins in my career in recent times over a UFC vet. He was a big free agent, and then you kind of brush it under the carpet. You don't say nothing for 9 months, and then you expect me to be like, oh, let's get all excited about a welterweight tournament. Let's get excited and, promote this Jon Fitch fight. Like, I'm over all that bullshit. Like, I feel undervalued, and I'm just going to play it out how it is.
So even dating back to your time in Strikeforce, you have never had a face-to-face sit-down with Scott Coker? Not once. He speaks very glowingly of you.
Not once.
Wow.
Yeah, that's because of the knockouts that I've done on his shows. I've come in, I've smashed people up like I do, and then that's it. I've never sat in an office with him and spoke to him face to face in all these years. Never, not once. I see him at press conferences, pre and post fight. That's it. Which is a shame to say. I'm supposed to be one of his marquee fighters. Yeah, whatever.
As you may know, San Jose is the hometown, so to speak, of Bellator. Do you think that it might happen this week, or is this not a good time? Are you not even interested in sitting down this week?
I'm just going to go there. I'm just going to go and fight. That's my job. I'm going to go out there and fight and entertain the crowd. Go in there and put on a fantastic performance against Jon Fitch, and do what I got to do what I always do.
I saw you spoke to MMA Junkie recently, and you had this quote. You said that Bellator is, quote, playing me for an idiot, and I ain't an idiot. Why do you think that they're playing you for an idiot?
Just because, look, in the time between Larkin and all for all the fights, they kind of played down. They're playing shit down, playing the role down, trying to like I'm not a valued part of this puzzle. But if that's the case, then why do these guys keep putting me on main events, co-main events, headlining shows, getting me to do these calls, getting me to do 3-hour, phone conferences and all this bullshit. All the cards I've been on have been over 1 million views. If you look at the figures, and yet they talk me down. But it's just crazy. Like they expect me to do something for them, but then they're not really doing nothing for me. I'm doing it all myself. I'm the one going in there, knocking guys out. I'm the one doing the good post-fight, interviews and pumping myself up. Bellator really ain't doing shit for me, in all honesty. What are they doing for me? They ain't promoting me here in the UK. There's no billboards of me. I'm not in newspapers. I'm not in magazines. They're not sending Spike UK, which shows a broadcasting event. I'm here in the UK. I've done no interviews with Spike UK. I'm not even on the commercials for the show here in the UK. They've got King Mo Ryan Bader when you've got one of the best UK fighters for the past 15 years fighting on the show. The advert for Spike UK is all King Mo Ryan Bader. To me, that's bullshit, and it's stupid from a business point of view. It just doesn't make sense.
What about, putting you against Rory in London, the Lima fight in London? They have put you in London. You just feel like they're not pushing. It's one thing to put you on the card.
I made the Rory fight. I made the Rory fight. I called Rory out. I made that fight. They didn't put that fight together. The fight against Lima, they didn't put that fight together. They wanted me to fight. It was bloody Kimbo Slice, RIP, versus somebody else, James Thompson. I wasn't the main event there. It's like they haven't done anything for me really. I've made it myself.
And right now with this fight, this would be the second to last, and then you have one more, right?
That's correct. Correct.
And you are strongly considering leaving the sport after this. You're done with MMA?
I'm done with MMA. I don't know. You know what? For me, like I said to you last time, I'm happiest. Yeah, the bigger paychecks. It's nice when it comes to you, but I'm happy just being free. I've never been one to sort of. I just don't like how I like the freedom of being able to go when I want. I don't like how people's personalities and their motive change. I like to just. If you do rub me up the wrong way, I like to be able to just go, and I haven't got that freedom here with Bellator. So, I just like to do my own thing. I like it when I don't care if I'm, like I said to you before, I don't care if I'm fighting in a small hall or I'm fighting in a big arena. As long as I'm fighting and I'm busy, I'm happy. And maybe once this contract's run out, and you'll soon see me doing more stuff like that, like free agent. You'll see me in Brazil. You'll see me in Russia. You'll see me in, I don't know, England. You'll see me in Dubai, Bahrain. You'll see me all over the place with different promotions. And I prefer to be that type of fighter. I don't like to be tied down with people telling me shit and making false promises and stuff like that. That's just it's bullshit.
So you still have a fire to compete. You just don't want to do it under these terms. Is that a fair assessment?
I don't want to do it under these terms, and I'm not sure I want to do it as an MMA fighter. Maybe I want to kickbox for a bit. Yeah. Maybe I'll do both. Who knows? I don't really know. But as it is right now, I'm done with Bellator. 2 fights, whatever. I'm pretty much over the whole thing.
Are you worried that now that you're so open about this, that it's going to be it's going to be difficult to get that last fight?
Well, what can they do? What can they do?
I don't know. Maybe
hold me on one fight. They can't hold me on one fight. They tried to do that till Shlemenko. I've spoke to Shlemenko's manager. Like, they'd see these are the kind of underhand tactics that they've been doing, but it's not being public. It's not being made public. But I've spoken with managers and seen what the real situation is and how it really is. I'm not happy. Why can I not say if you're not happy at your job, you make it known, and normally the boss will address you directly if you're not happy with your job. From September, I've been saying I'm not happy with how things are going with Bellator. I've not heard from Scott once.
Wow.
I've publicly said he was bitter that I didn't take the paid fight. I've publicly said that a senior VP agreed for my release, which I had in text messages, and all of this has been going on. Not once have I had an email, a phone call, nothing from Scott. Nothing. I thought he was the boss. If you're working at Walmart and shit, you ain't happy, or the boss will address you. You'll go to your manager. You'll say, "Look, this is what it is," and they'll speak to you personally. I've not had this, and it's a shame to say that I'm up there on the cards. I ain't fighting in Pachanga. They put me on these marquee cards. I'm main event and co-main event. Well, if that's the case, then have enough respect to come and speak to me when I'm saying, "Look, I'm not happy with how things are."
And I have to say, my initial reaction when I saw the matchup was like, "Oof, are they trying to punish Paul by giving him, this wrestler? We know who Jon Fitch is."
They're trying to punish me. It's a big mistake, and I almost feel quite happy, and I'm not even talking too much about the fight because I've prepared extremely well, and we are extremely confident, despite the on paper matchup, with Jon Fitch. I'm over him. I'm going to walk through Jon Fitch. It's going to be a pretty convincing win for me. So I'm kind of happy that they've given me this old guy to fight, and I will make him look like an old guy, and he can say what he wants. And there's a very good fight that we did, the second of 2 fights, the Tony Bellew and David Haye fight. Tony Bellew is the better fighter. David Haye, it was the better fighter on paper. He was a supreme athlete, and everything said he should have won, but his body just couldn't take it, and maybe his body could take the 12 3-minute rounds that he was scheduled to do, but it's the preparation in the run up to that, and I don't think Jon Fitch has been training as hard as he used to when he was in his 30s, and I'm gonna be faster, I'm gonna be stronger, my mind's in the right place, and I feel like when my back is against the wall. And that's how I feel with Bellator. That's when I perform best. So unlucky Jon Fitch.
What do you think you're walking into tomorrow in San Jose? Do you think it's going to be awkward? Just
do
being.
You know what?
Yeah,
it will be awkward. But I'm to all Bellator staff listening to this call, I'm not the same as everybody else. Don't approach me in a disrespectful manner because it will not go down well. That is what I will say. I'm just going to say that.
Have you had a bad relationship with the staff?
Approach me properly. I had a great relationship with the staff. The people on the daily operations are great. The people that I see, that are running stuff are good. It's the people at the top that obviously have a problem with me. but they can't bring it to the forefront. They can't approach me.
What do you think it would be like if you see Scott?
I don't know. We're going to find out tomorrow when I land in San Jose.
Okay.
We'll see.
By the way, your name came up recently outside of all of this because a few outlets, I think it was the LA Times, MMA Junkie, wrote articles. Oh, look what Conor did. Look what Paul Daley did. Paul Daley got banned for life. Well, the same thing happened to Conor. And I don't know if you saw your name, out there and being compared in the situations. Obviously, different situations, but you still are, not in the UFC. Did you chuckle? Like, what was your reaction when you saw these headlines? If you saw these headlines,
my reaction was, I was just honest. I've seen all the comparisons, and the whole situation, it was very similar, and Dana could come across as being a little hypocritical, but for me, it's a different ball game. The UFC was in a different place then, and it's in a different place now. And a lot of where they are now is down to Conor McGregor. So if you've got someone bringing you money and raising the sport in your promotion to greater heights, then you can't ban him for life, because business is going to go bad for you. So I understand. Yeah, really, he should be treated the same as I was. He should be banned for life. What he did as a guy with his profile in the sport and for the company of the UFC, he should be banned for life. If what I did, I got banned for life. So, but business is business, and they need him. And I like Conor McGregor, and I respect him, and I respect Dana's choice. It's a smart move.
Wow. So I know you said, like, you don't want to be tied down, things like that. You fight these two fights out. Dana White says, "Here's an olive branch. Let's do business." I feel that you're open to it now. Like the bad feelings are gone. I feel like this is something that is of interest.
Yeah, I never really had bad feelings towards Dana, because I will make my way in this sport anyway, regardless of what barriers people put up for me, because I am an entertaining fighter and people want to see me fight. I feel like that's something that I have up on some other guys who wouldn't really get away with the shit that I say, because I entertain, I knock people out, I talk the talk, and I walk the walk. I always put it on the line. So if Dana came to me with a proposition, I would probably take it, because I feel there's some big fights that could, really elevate my financial situations to a whole nother level. A rematch with Nick Diaz, I'm sure it would be a great event to promote, and it would do good numbers, and maybe I could make a big chunk off a pay-per-view like that. I fought a lot of the guys there that are highly ranked, guys like Masvidal. I have a win over Tyron Woodley, the current champion I went 3 rounds with in a close fight. So I feel there's fights there for me. Am I looking to go to the UFC? No. I'm just looking to fight out the fights I have with Bellator, and then just assess the playing field and seeing what I want to do, what's best for me and my family.
What a fantastic and fascinating subplot heading into Saturday. All this, and I have to say, whether anyone agrees with it or not, from our perspective, I appreciate your candor, because I know it is not easy to talk about your current promoter or employer as openly as you are. Even though I also know that people at Bellator would probably disagree with things that you're saying. It takes guts to do that. So. Thank you for being.
It doesn't take guts. Not guts. It just takes honesty.
Fair enough.
One thing I've said has been untrue. It's the truth, and I think that's what people hate about me as well. I'll tell you the truth always.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Paul. Best of luck to you on Saturday. Looking forward to watching.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. There he is, Paul Semtex Daley,